Book 10 starts with Odysseus and his men setting sail for Ithaca. On board the ship is the present of wind given to them by Aeolus. As Odysseus becomes tired, he would fall asleep. His men would sneak into his room and take the present given to them. Thinking the gift is gold and silver, the men gathered to open it, but to their disappointment it turned out to be wind, and the wind would escape from the bag. The wind that escaped from the gift created a heavy storm that would blow the ship backwards. As the ship got close to Ithaca, the wind would take the ship all the way back to Aeolia. When Odysseus wakes up, he would realize what his men has done. Odysseus probably thought, wow, we were so close to Ithaca, but once again we are ruined by our own folly, meaning the greed of his men. Because Odysseus and his crew would be rejected help from Aeolus, Odysseus and his crew goes to the land of Laestrygonians because of the lack of wind. There they would meet the giant King Antiphas. King Antiphas greeted Odysseus and his men by turning some of his men into dinner. As Odysseus and some of his men manage to escape, they head to the island of Aea. It is there where they will meet the beautiful goddess Circe. As Circe meets Odysseus and his crew, she would drug Odysseus' men, turning them into pigs. This is where I wondered what kind of animal pigs were in ancient Greece. After some research, I found out that pigs were considered to be polluted and filthy, meaning that they were morally impure. However, I believe this showed great resemblance to Odysseus' crew because of Odysseus' crew's impious act in the beginning of the book, where they took Odysseus' gift without telling him, leading up to what happened. Continuing back with the story, Hermes would disguise himself as a young man to give Odysseus instructions. Upon meeting Odysseus, Hermes gives Odysseus instructions on how to defeat Circe and turn his crew back to their original form while not being turned into a pig. With Hermes' instructions, Odysseus goes and meets Circe, where he would overpower her. It was there where Circe realized that the man was actually Odysseus. After a while, Circe would turn the men back into their original form. After the incident, Odysseus and Circe would become lovers and would stay on the island for another year. After a year of eating and drinking on the island with Circe, the men decided that it was enough, and convinced Odysseus that it was time to go back to Ithaca. Despite Circe not wanting Odysseus to go, she gives Odysseus instructions on where to go next, telling him that his next stop was going to be Hades because he needed to look for a prophet there.